Hello everyone and welcome to Odds Market. Today I'm covering Bundesliga upcoming fixtures this weekend, starting with Hoffenheim versus Hannover, which should prove to be a bit of a mismatch because Hoffenheim's recent form has been amazing, whereas Hannover have been very poor lately and they've been sliding down the table. Hoffenheim are unbeaten in 8 games, 5 wins and 3 draws, and they've really been destroying some teams. Like they beat RB Leipzig 5-2 at the weekend, recently beat Cologne 6-0, so they're in very, very strong form and they're desperately hunting down a top 4 place up against the Hannover side that have got 1 win in their last 9 games. Very poor form. So you'd think Hoffenheim would win it. The odds are quite short because of that, but you can push it to minus 1.25 on the Asian handicap for Hoffenheim and get odds of 5 to 6 with bookmakers like Unibet and 888 Sport. That looks good to me. That's 1.83, so I'll be taking that. Bayern Munich play Eintracht Frankfurt. Bayern have already wrapped up the league title, but they still keep destroying teams. Their form has just been stunning at the moment. They beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 5-1, Bayer Leverkusen 6-2, and Hannover 3-0. They're outrageously dominant in the Bundesliga. If they play anywhere near their full potential, they'll demolish Frankfurt. Even with an upcoming Champions League fixture to look forward to against Real Madrid, they still seem to be putting out strong sides and just destroying teams. So Bayern to win and the over 2.5 goals looks very good to me. Close to even money. You can get about 1.97 with bookmakers like Ladbrokes and Coral and Boyle Sports on that. Freiburg have lost 5 games in a row now. They look like they're heading into a dreaded promotion relegation game against the team from the second division, the second tier in Germany. They're level on points with Wolfsburg and Mainz, so any of those 3 teams could go into that horrible playoff, and they'll be desperate for a win. But Cologne are a really tricky opponent right now, up against Cologne this weekend. Cologne are 8 points behind those 3 teams, Freiburg, Wolfsburg and Mainz, so they're all but relegated basically. But that hasn't stopped them pulling off some real shock results in recent weeks. And last weekend they drew with second place Schalke. So they are a good team, Cologne, and it's funny to see them at the bottom of the league. I think they can get a result in this one, so I'm going to go for Cologne and the draw, double chance at 4 to 5, 1.8, just considering that Freiburg have lost 5 in a row and they're going to be really short on confidence. Mainz, one of the other teams that are in that fight, are up against RB Leipzig, who have been so poor recently. They've taken just 1 point from 4 games. They finished runners-up last season, but their recent form has been horrible. Crashed out of the Europa League, and they've slipped down to 6th in the table. Up against a pretty poor Mainz team. Not really sure which way it will go on the outrights, but we should see goals because Leipzig are a very entertaining team, even when they're losing. Both teams to score, and the over 2.5 goals looks good to me here at 2.1. That's 11 to 10 with the likes of Sky Bet, Coral and Boyle Sports. Finally, I'm looking at Werder Bremen versus Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund have been great at home, but poor on the road in recent weeks. They really need to arrest that trend if they're going to overhaul Schalke and clinch second place. They're up against the Werder Bremen side that have taken just 1 point from their last 3 games, so there's a real opportunity for them to pick up 3 precious points. But backing Dortmund on the road is a very risky business right now. Instead, I'm looking at under 2.5 goals. Dortmund suffered an injury to Michy Batshuayi, their most dangerous striker. Their goal threat has sort of been blunted by that, and Werder Bremen are pretty stubborn at the back. Under 2.5 goals is 1.25 with the likes of Sky Bet, Betfred and Betway. I like that. You could go under 3.5 goals, you lose the value, it's only 4 to 7. Does look a bit safer, but I think I'm going to push it to under 2.5 goals. Think it should be quite a drab game. That's everything from me this weekend. I hope that's useful. Please take from it what you will. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and please keep tuning in for more. We'll be back next week with all the latest from the Bundesliga and all the other top leagues in Europe. Thanks. Bye.